Hey there YouTube, Richie's Garage. Working on blocking out the roof on this car, project car. Building it up real high. You can sand all you want. Sand it all down, make it all flat. We've got some low spots here, of course. I ran out of Bondo, so it's a little wrap. It's a wrap tonight. But anyways, I'm gonna take this car, and it was a vinyl top car. You can see in some spots where it's a vinyl top car and whatnot. I'm going to take it and convert it to, or vinyl top delete, there we go, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to delete the vinyl top. I'm about to drill all these out here soon, fill them in with spot weld. I need to get one of these panels, so if you got one laying around in the shop and whatnot, let me know. I'll get one of these panels, and unless I'm just going to cut these off and just weld, or cut these off and fill them in. I'm not really too worried about it. Sorry if that heater makes a little noise, but it's kind of a spontaneous decision to do this this late at night. I was kind of bored. It got hail damage, as you can see, so that's why I'm filling in the roof. I know you're supposed I could have went through and popped all the dents out and this and that, but that's really just I tried. I tried the heat method with the ice and it didn't work. I tried to pop it with the hot glue and the dent puller and it didn't work. The next step was getting a stud gun and welding it to, doing the welding trick with it. And I'm just not trying to put that much time in this car right now. I want to get it done and as cheap as possible for the most part, and have as little in this car as I can. And if later on, this roof isn't straight anyways, so later on when I get better at my skills, I'll just get a whole new skin for the roof. I'll cut the top off. It's already a vinyl top car. You can see where it's all messed up and they didn't finish it from the factory, so I'm trying to smooth it out and bring it all back in. But if it gets so bad later on in the future, I'll just order a top for it. Not a big deal. I've started fitting metal for the floorboards. I got all my interior in here right now, so it's kind of hard to see. That floorboard over there, the passenger front, is very soft. There's a little ball, you know the ball. If you guys know G-bodies, there's a little ball right here on the passenger side, and it's so soft. I can literally I can push through it like this with my hand. It's so soft, so I'm gonna have to get a whole new floorboard with that. I'm in between jobs right now, so it's a little rough on the paychecks and a little rough on the pocket change. So I'm just trying to half-ass it for the most part and get it on the road for the spring. Hot rod power tuner maybe next year. I don't know. Will I have time to do it? I don't know. It is an option. I've been seeing a lot of people doing it, and this car is it's a pretty clean car, honestly. It's just had the wrong. It was an Indiana car for a little while. I mean, look at these doors. See if I can. Of course, made a liar out of me, like always. But it's had a rough life. This is all old Bondo that's been, already in the car. Door dings, door dings, door ding, door ding, door ding, door ding. This thing's got more door dings than whatever, I installed these in a push button. Pretty nice, pretty simple. They're a pretty simple, easy install. I got an aluminum hood put on it because my other hood is over there, but this car was so riddled with hail damage, I wasn't fixing an aluminum hood when I had another one at the farm. So I'm sure you guys have seen this already, and you guys, you know everything about this thing. Just a 350 small block, nothing special. Junkyard motor. I put a new front end on the car. I've done springs, upper control arms, ball joints, in and outer tie rods, shocks, sway bar links. It's got a sway bar in the rear, but I haven't done anything. I don't even know if I don't think it's got sway bar links in the rear. This frame rail right here. Let's see if I can see it. Got a flashlight. Of course not. Oh yeah, you can kind of see. It's a little soft. It's not dangerous. I'm not too worried about it. I got a set of taillights for it I need to put in. I did this. I cut this quarter out right here and came down right here. You can kind of feel it. It's not perfect. I'm not a body man by any means, but it's going to work for what I need it to. It's going to be a 20-footer. That's all I really care about. I put this trunk lid on. I got it from down at the farm too. Well, my brother-in-law's. He's storing my parts for me because I'm kind of short on space, as you can see. I got two Harleys I work on off and on. This one is my baby. It's my first Harley. But back to this. I cut this quarter out. I went this, followed the body line, cut it out there. You see a little pinch right there, but that's okay. It's going to be covered by trim. Not really too worried about it. Follow it all the way back, just under here. You can kind of see, just a little bit. Not terrible, you know. You got to really be looking for it if you're looking for it. Goes down here. This is heat. This car was next to a house fire way back in the day. So that got hot. I got those coming. Man, I need to watch where I'm pointing the camera. I'm bad at that. I got some of these coming. You can see it around here. This black piece has got it too. I got a bumper down there at my brother-in-law's. I might put on it. I don't know if I'm gonna put on it though. It's got rust. I'm just gonna buff this up, clean it. I don't know. Maybe leave it. I don't know. It's got a wing from a 1970 GTO, and it fits really well, both sides, as you can tell. But yeah, it's also suffered the heat, as you can see. So I'm trying to fill it with the fiberglass and work it out. I'm not trying to make it perfect. I don't really care to make it perfect. It's not a big deal. It's just a whole hot rod, man. You can't make these cars too straight without filling them full of Bondo. And I really don't want to fill them full of Bondo. This car, I think I've already said this, but it had a big rust hole right here. Actually, I got it over here too. Under all this crap. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, here we go. Of course, these vinyl top cars, they hold moisture and then they rot. So this is right there. It had the two tabs in it, one there and one there, as you can see, for the vinyl top. I cut it out, made it work, and just put in another scrap piece of metal. This fender had major hail damage. Just this fender, for some reason, had major hail damage, surprisingly. That one over there is not terrible. The nose actually made it out pretty nice. There isn't really too many cracks. You know, you see on Monte Carlos and whatnot, whenever they get hail damage, they get circles and stuff like that. Here's the other panels that I cut out of this car. She was a little Swiss cheesed up. That's all right. We're making it right. Making it right. This one got a dent right there. I might try to fill. I don't know. I'm really too worried about making them perfect. Got one right there. But like I said, I'm building this up, and this is all going to come back down. It's not going to stay like this, where you see all this Bondo and all these low spots. I'm out of Bondo right now, so I'm going to take the whole car and put it under Bondo. Put the whole roof under it. And I'm going to sand it all down, make it all nice and flat. Block it out, make it all nice and flat to where it's as thin as possible. I don't want to have all this Bondo up here, because then, it's going to suffer the heat. It's going to start cracking, look terrible. And then I'm going to have to start, eventually just sand it all back down and restart. But at least it'll be the roof. I'm not really too worried about it. What else about this car? So my father's car, he gifted it to me for my 15th birthday. Way back when. I'm 23 now, so I've had the car for almost 10 years, and it's been the same state for the most part. I just started working on it this year. Besides my 17th year, I drove to high school, and yeah, you can see that dent right there, right here. But I drove it to high school for the last 2 years of my high school, and everybody loved it. It was a fucking ratty car. So you know, everybody called it the rat rod. It looked like a rat rod because, I mean, look at it. It's definitely a rat rod, but it's not a bad thing. I got this all guide coated, so I can start sanding. This is all primer underneath, high build primer. So whenever I sand, you know, it's gonna show all my low spots, all my high spots, stuff like that. It's gonna keep me a good guide coat. I'm not a body man by any means. I'm literally self-taught. My uncle was a body man. He passed away back in 2012. I never really learned anything from him. I am YouTube certified in this. No, I'm not doing it correctly, and it's my car, so I'm gonna do it how I do it. That's just the end of it. I've had people comment on it saying I should do the heat trick for the dents. I tried it; it didn't do anything. I wanted to hammer and dolly the roof, but it's just honestly too much work. The headliner was all falling down, so I pulled it out, vacuumed it, and cleaned it all up. It was actually held up by staples. You can see some of the staples, some of the holes. Hope that one's still in there. Yeah, staples. Tell me that ain't an old school trick. I got these to weld in. I got my my bucket seat mounts. I got to fix this. This is floppy and loose. I got to take that all out, get that carpet out, get it redone. But like I said, I'm in between jobs right now, so this is going to be a slow process. There we go. I'm trying to talk. It's going to be a slow process, but once I start getting back to my regular job, yeah, I'm going to get moving on this thing pretty good. So keep an eye out for these videos. I got to do front end work still. I got the car done. I actually used to work at a shop. I aligned the car myself. This side is completely in. This side's good. It's all in. Toes in, camber's in, cash is in. I actually put a little negative caster in it, I think. Maybe it's positive. I can't remember where the sheet's at. But I put one of the cambers in to make it pull left because this car pulls really hard to the right. This side, the camber's all the way out and it still needs to come out more, so I gotta get a set of camber offset kits, because apparently the frames on these cars, they sag when they get older. So the frame, instead of sitting like this up here in the front, it's sitting like this. So it needs to sit like this, but it's sitting like this. Anyways, so that camber offset kit, oh, I got rid of those. I had a set of A-arms somewhere, but I scrapped them, I think. Anyways, I am completely butted up against the frame. You can see, like over here, you see how I have shims all the way in there. You see the three shiny shims right there next to the steering shaft. Well, this one has none, and it's because the frame on this car is apparently they sag. That's what I've seen in videos. Not too positive. I'm gonna set you down real quick though, so I can put this hood up. Anyways, so the biggest thing I need to do is I'm gonna pull that A-arm back off, upper ball joint, whatever. I'm gonna pull that all back off, and I'm gonna pull this shaft out, and I'm gonna get on American Forge or something like that. I can't remember what the name of their website is, but I'll drop it somewhere in a link or something. But I'm gonna order their offset shaft, and it's gonna take that control arm. It's gonna put it a few degrees offset, so my camber can be put in, and hopefully it keeps the car from pulling right, because this car pulls really hard to the right now. I pulled it in the garage last night after I washed it, and this caliper's hanging up, so it's probably gonna need a hose. Probably got a hose closing up on me, because whenever I pull it in, I slammed on the brakes and it's doing this. So it's definitely pulling hard to the left when I hit the brakes. Let me shut this off. I apologize if this has been too loud. Illinois weather, so it's cold as hell over here. But anyways, I just put brand new tires on the front of it. No, kind of ass backwards, but what are you gonna do? I wanted to get the car aligned. That was the only way to align it for the most part. Wet sanded this already. I'm probably going to put another spot putty in that dent where we're seeing wherever it's at. Probably put that in and block it out to finish this up. This had three major dents in it somewhere. I haven't sanded this yet, so that's why you see all these little loose spots and whatnot. I haven't sanded it with the guide coat. It's got a tired, worn out Chevy 350 in it. I think I've already said that. Just a plain Jane. Apparently it's supposed to be a high output one. I can't say, I don't know. But, I mean, if it was high... Oh, well, never mind. This belt came loose. It was squeaking the other day. I put a Chevy S10 steering box in it because mine was severely leaking. It was leaking out of a weep hole right here. Crap, let's see if I can get a better... There you go. There's a weep hole right here on mine. I don't have a 4-bolt. This car didn't come with a 4-bolt one. This was originally a V6 car. I don't know if that matters. You diehard GM guys might know. I am a diehard GM guy, but not that diehard where I know everything. But my steering box is somewhere down there behind the used oil. There you go. It's right there. Yeah. You can see it was round. Yeah. It had a round top instead of a bolt top, which is why I was kind of confused about how to fix it. I'm sure it was probably a simple fix, but I wasn't really too worried about it. I really want to take my alternator and I want to put it down here. I've seen Rat Rod Bob. He did that with his 454 build he's doing right now on his GM Chevy truck. If you haven't seen that, go check him out. He's doing a really, really good build on a GM C20, C10. I can't remember, but it's like a 78 square body, and he's building it from the frame up. He's done floorboards on it. He's done major rust repair, and he's a damn good machinist. But anyways, he put his alternator down here, and his reasoning was because when you pop the hood, that's the first thing you see, usually. And if you put this down here, the first thing you're going to see is these big old valve covers in the top of the engine. It's going to show the engine more. Sorry, I'm still fighting a cold, so if you hear me breathing hard and whatnot, I'm just getting over COVID. It was quite a ride. I got to get a radiator. I got some leaking from somewhere. It's probably from one of these lines. I've had this radiator redone before whenever I first got the car on the road. This right here was leaking. I don't know if it's leaking again or not. I have no idea. But it's definitely leaking somewhere because it's... Actually, let me get a flashlight. That'll help you guys out more. I always hate the videos that are dark, trying to explain to you what's wrong with it. There you go. That shows you. It's definitely leaking from somewhere. You can't tell if it's from a line in the a tube or if it's coming from here. I can't tell. Either way, this car has been stabbed together over the past full lifetime that it's had. It's been a hell of a car, though. It's been worked on by 20 different people. It's had over 20 different engines in it. Like I said, I got this engine right here. Let me see if I can uncover it real quick for you. I'll give you a little more head story on this. I got a set of 882 heads in the house. No, they're not aluminum. No, they're not LS. No, this is not an LS. I don't plan on doing LS swaps. For you guys, you can read that number and then you can search it, whatever. But I store this engine like this. I just got it back from the machine shop. Well, I've had this on this stand for a good, probably a year and a half now. As you can see, that's the wrap I had it wrapped in. I had it saran wrapped. If you look at my short, you can see. I had new cam bearings installed, of course. The oil valleys, they were redone. I had all new plugs done. Cost me a little over $100. The only thing that this thing was already done. It was already put together, already done. But the dude who built it, he left it literally like sitting, and then it got rust in the cylinders. I could have got away with just cleaning it up with a hone, but I decided I had the money, so I wanted to support a business around here. So I sent it to my local machine shop. It's a 4-bolt main. I don't know anything too special about the crank. I think it's all stock. Pistons, they're high dome. I don't know if those are stock or not, but apparently they're 30 over. And the machine shop confirmed that with me. He took it and he checked it out. I don't know too much about engines, guys. I mean, I got everything to build it. I'm going to build it. Hopefully it don't fucking grenade. But I got an engine for this car, and it's severely leaking tranny fluid. So I think I'm going to, well, I got my other tranny right over here. It's a turbo 350 or 400. I can't remember which one it is. But I bought it for like 300 bucks. Apparently it was rebuilt, don't know. Of course, you know, it's one of those things. Craigslist rebuild, painted it, washed the receipts. Like as Vice Grip Garage says. But anyways, like I said, I'm just a 23-year-old kid, man. And just getting this old car back on the road. This is I got this block basically given to me, kind of. I owe something for it eventually, don't know when. But we'll figure that out whenever that time comes. I've already put money into it, so it's mine. I have to get an oil pan for it. I got an oil pump over there somewhere in that mess, in that box, I think. Oop, right there. I got a distributor right there, you can see. I put a Mr. gasket, thermostat gasket on here. Really nice. It definitely sealed it up. And yeah, that's a little janky. But but when you get steel and aluminum, I put a pipe wrench on this damn thing, and I could not get it out. I tried so hard to break this thing loose. I was just going to end up breaking it. I put heat on it. I heated it up, got it red hot. I even melted my gasket. No, that's what happened. I heated this up so much, I melted my my gasket for my thermostat, and my thermostat started leaking. So that's what happened. But anyway, so I just decided, fuck it, I'm going to weld it. So I literally welded it up. I put a bleeder screw in there from a brake caliper, and I just welded it all up, cooped it all up. I don't really care. Not a big deal. This engine's not going to live in this car much longer anyways. It's got some long tube headers. It's got some long tube headers. I learned to hate them because this was the first car I ever changed plugs on. This was the very first car I've ever changed plugs on. And if you look at number 6, you guys all know. Number 6 is kind of a pain to get to. I think that's number 6. Maybe, no, sorry. I think it's this other side. I got to use an actual wrench to get to it. Yeah, that one. That one right back there. Yeah, that one's a pain to get to. Other than that, been a really good car. What's leaking up here now? Oh, yep, it's leaking out of the radiator. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera again. This car had 3 major leaks. I fixed one of them. One of them was the steering box. It was severely leaking. It's got a front main seal leaking. You can see that. Gross. And it's got the tranny leak. And it's also got a pinion seal leak. But I got a list of what I'm going to do to this car, and I'm going to stick to the list, and everything is on the list to fix. Hopefully I get it done by spring next year, and it'll be on the road. I have it insured right now. I actually dropped my insurance to insure this car, so it was a no-brainer to put it on the insurance. What else is there? The frame on this car, pretty clean. It's not terrible. I've had this wheel off 100 times. There's no rust in this area. I've looked. I have put screwdrivers everywhere looking for rust. Look at that worm. It's not a big guy. Anyways, it's got a soft spot right there. Both sides of these GM cars. These G-body cars are notorious for this. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, there you go. Get this to focus a little better. But like I said, it's just the rear section. They make these. If I ever get into it, I'll cut the frame off back here and redo it. It's not a big deal, not terrible. There is no body mount besides that one. And it's after the body mount anyways where the rust is at, so it's just the bumper. These cars are notorious because they had bumper jacks. They were notorious for people to jack up the cars, expecting them to jack them up when they had a flat tire and ripping the bumper off because the frames would be so rotted back here. Overall, pretty clean car. You can see the pinion seal leak. Sorry if this looks like crap. There you go. I'm trying to focus. It's got shock extenders. This car is lifted to the moon in the rear end. I might try to drop it. I don't know. It's got wagon springs in the rear. They came out of a Cutlass wagon. Original rear end. Never been opened besides the cover. So I guess the oil's been changed. Anyways, original rear end. Original gears. Never been messed with as far as that. And like I said, this was a V6 car whenever my father got it back in the 90s. And this car has been through 20 engines, so that these old rear ends, they got it. They're good. Look under this side for you. Rear floorboards are nice. Everything looks pretty good under here. It's got dual exhaust, glass packs with resonators somewhere, I think. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just straight glass packs. I need to get a cross member. Let's see, there you go. I need to get a cross member for the true duals. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So that way, I don't have a freaking exhaust hanging down 19 feet. That is one of the biggest pet peeves of this car that I've ever seen. Every time I look at it as I'm walking at it, walking towards it in the parking lot, I see that exhaust hanging down. It freaking, it's annoying. Biggest thing, this car runs and drives. It drives great, runs great. Besides, of course, pulling to the right. But this car's also been put in the ditch. I don't know if the frame's bent. I have no idea. When I put it on the alignment rack, it didn't really have no major, because it shows the whatever, it shows the measurements, even though you can't adjust the rear, but it shows the measurements, and everything looked all right. Everything looked pretty nice. It didn't look like it was crazy out of whack. There is a body gap here that gets tight, and then this fender comes out, or this fender goes in, the door goes out. So I need to readjust this. And like I said, that could be a known reason of a bent frame. But I don't know. The car really drives. It drives okay if it has a bent frame. I'm not really too worried about it if it does. The car's freaking how many years old? 2022, 1979. I don't know. You do the math. It's old. It's had a rough life. Brake lines are all good on this car. What isn't good has already been replaced. I need to get a new cap, but this don't even work anyways. You should know that. I'm going on 28 minutes. Sorry, I'm just ranting. I'm sure you guys. I don't know. You guys care about this? If you don't, whatever. You're probably not watching. This wiper. I was heading to school one day back in 2017, and it was one of those weird rains where it was raining hard enough to where you needed to use the wipers. But of course, these cars, they have 3 settings. So the wipers were working too fast, basically, for the rain. I kept turning them off and on, because they worked too fast, because they were like, yeah. And next thing I know, that wiper stopped working. And there's these 3 bolts right here. You gotta undo all this weird, transmission stuff for the windshield wipers. But anyways, I got this transmission out over here, and it broke. the weld on it broke, so I ended up tacking it back together, and it finally works. But yeah, just an interesting side story. And you're probably wondering about the AC. This car has had, like I said, many engines put in it, and my uncle was notorious for just beating a hole in the side of the air box for valve cover clearance and to get to header bolts and stuff. So my dad actually cleaned that up. He cut it up real nice and somewhat. And this car sat outside for a while, so I stuffed it full of rags because I opened my glove box one day, and it was freaking full of chewed up papers, and a freaking squirrel got in there. So I decided to put some rags in there to keep squirrels from getting in there. I'm kind of on the fence about taking the box out because I wish this thing would focus. Just because I kind of want to put heat in the car. Because right now it has no heating, no air, no nothing. And it doesn't really bother me. I mean, not that too bad of a, not that big of a deal. It's just a freaking hot rod. No big deal to me. But it would be nice to have heat because those mornings that are kind of chilly, you can defrost your window if need be. Because believe me, it is a pain in the butt when you wake up in the morning or wake up in the middle of the night to go to work, and you gotta go. You want to drive the hot rod, and you get in there, and you know your window's all fogged up because the heat from the engine bay would come in and would mix with the coolness in the car and whatnot, and then it would fog it all up. Really, that's about it. I've had the car, like I said, for almost 10 years now. 2022, 2017. Nah, not almost 10. I don't know, quite a bit of years. It's been a long time. I put a new distributor cap on there. New plug wires. I built the plug wires. I haven't changed the plugs yet because I just recently changed them. Probably need to change them again. But I ran it out of gas because you can see in some of the videos where it kind of sounded like it had a cam in it. This car does not have a cam. It just runs like shit. But anyways, I put new gas in it. And if you listen to the video I put up recently where it's sitting next to the fire pit and I'm walking around outside saying got hail damage, it sounds like it's running pretty good in that video. And it's also idled up pretty well. And I think it's because I put good gas in it. But I also do Harley work. I work on these things all day long. I've done the ape hangers on both these bikes. And basically, if you're going to get a Harley, you might as well get a lift because you're going to be working on them. This one has a leak. Let's see, somewhere, but it's from the clutch cable. I gotta tighten it. It's loose. That's all it is. It's loose clutch cable. Same thing with that one. Same exact thing, and it's a pain in the butt because I gotta pull the clutch cable out and then like hang it off to the side, and I tighten it. I can't just tighten it down there because it goes like this. It has spring tension, and I tighten it goes right back. Same thing with this one. But like I said, if you guys are interested in watching any of this stuff, just go ahead and give me a like and subscribe or whatnot, and leave me a comment. Let me know you want to see some more of this. I know there's plenty of G-body platforms out there who do a lot of crazy stuff with them. I know there's a lot of platforms out there that do the high-end rebuilds and do the low-end budget rebuilds. I'm definitely in the budget range. I am not a professional by any means. Like I said, I know I'm gonna get a bunch of negative comments about doing that to the roof, but it's not that big of a deal to me, man. It's really not. I don't like to do it, but I'm also not gonna spend, a week and a half chasing dents when I'm gonna have to put Bondo on it anyway because I'm gonna have high spots and low spots, and by the time I'm all done with it, it's gonna be dented up anyways. So you're gonna put Bondo on that roof no matter what. So why not just do it now? It's my idea. I don't know. I already told you I cut out all my little pins. I'm about to drill these out here in a second. I'm gonna drill these out and just see how bad they're gonna be. There's no videos up that I've looked up on how to pull these. They're just rivets, so I'm sure you drill them out, and then you probably fill them with spot weld or whatever, and Bondo over them, of course. I want to finish this. I don't want to leave this looking like this. This looks like shit. This one looks better than the other side, but I need to fill in here and here. Anyways, I know I've been trying to end this video. Just let me know, and let me know what you guys want to see and whatnot. I'll try to do my best to keep videos up with these things, and try to do a weekly video or something. I don't know. I try to stay on a time limit because I really want to get this car done by the spring. I do not want to have this car sitting in this garage another day, because this car was yard art for quite a while this summer because I was too busy riding them and working on them. But I want to sell one of those, and I want to put the money into this. So I really want to sell the yellow one. That one over there. If you're interested in it, whatever, shoot me a message. I don't know. My name is Richie Jones. This is Richie Jones Garage. Thank you for watching this video if you stayed this far. You guys have a nice night. See ya.